What's going on, everyone? Your boy AP, Austin Prescott, AP Productions, whatever you want to call me, here for another video. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different. I wanted to share my insight of my video knowledge with you guys. I'm doing this with some quick music video hacks. We're learning about frame rate and how to slow down effectively to get the crispiest looking slow-mo shots that you could possibly get. All right, stay tuned. So before I can effectively teach you guys how to make slow-mo, you have to learn a little bit about how to get slow-mo. Cameras recorded in this thing called FPS, or frames per second. And if you don't already know what this is, your camera can have a variety of ranges that you can set it to. Films or movies are usually shot in 24 FPS. And so that's how many frames are shown in a second, hence the word frames per second. So every second of video runtime, there's 24 frames in each shot. This being said, you may be wondering, what does all this have to do with slow-mo? Can I just put it in my editing program and just crank it out, or crank it smaller or bigger and make it go faster? And yes, you absolutely can, but most of the time, that is really just taking your footage and it's adding in the frames or subtracting the frames. It's not really an authentic slow-mo or speed-up process. It's really just estimating. So to get effective slow-mo, you essentially want to get more of those frames and then slow it down to a smaller frame rate. So this interview right here, I shot at 30 FPS. Knowing that, I want to make my project 30 FPS so that this is the most realistic frame rate that you get in the video. So any kind of slow-mo shots that I'm going to put in this video, for instance, when I show you guys in a little bit, I'm going to have to be shooting at double, if not more, of that frame rate to get that crispy look. So I'm probably going to be shooting at around 60 FPS, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So this being said, you kind of have to think a little bit analytically about how you want to use the frame rate and what's the best creative look for that. Crispy slow-mos, how they show like in big budget films and stuff, usually are going higher, 120, 240. It just kind of goes on from there. So that's just a quick little insight on frame rate and slowing and speeding down clips. But enough of that, let's actually get into the field, shoot a couple of shots, and then go into the editing room and actually show you guys how I put these shots together. So you got your camera and you set it to 60 FPS, and depending on the camera you might have to change the resolution too. So this one's at 1280 by 720, yours might be 1920 by 1080. But once you got that, then you're gonna just set your stance and shoot regularly. So let's get some shots. I'm gonna get this nice branch right here. So I try to like envision myself as the camera, so I do a nice little sway moment with my hips to kind of make my whole body sway a little bit. Alright, so now you should have your footage on your camera and you just want to dump it onto your laptop / desktop, whatever you got. I'm going to go ahead and do that now and get you into the editing program with me. Alright, so now we're in Adobe Premiere Pro. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new sequence for my footage. Now this is important, so you're going to do whatever the format is for. So my shots are 1280 by 720, so the native resolution needs to match that. So now that I have my sequence, when I want to import some footage into there, first I'm going to take the clip I want, right click it, go to modify, interpret footage. This is where your frame rates are going to pop up, and you're going to go down to assume this frame rate. You just want to make that match whatever you have your whole project to be. So in this case, 23.97 or 24 frames per second. So once you have that, you're going to hit OK. You're going to drag in the clip now. So now you're going to go ahead and play it back without the audio. And you should get a nice, smooth, slow motion effect. Look how smooth it looks. That was just a quick second. So this doesn't stop here. There's tons of ways to implement this into your projects. You can shoot in 48 FPS for a 24 FPS project, and you can double the playback so that it's playing real time, so that he's actually rapping along if you wanted to record it along with the music. Or you can also slow it down by going at 100% normal speed, and it's going to be a slow-mo shot all in one take. So you could do an A-roll take of a performance shot and shoot in 48 FPS, and then now in your 24 FPS project, you have a whole take of A-roll shot and a whole take of B-roll shots, whichever you want, slow-mo or normal pace. So there's a lot of ways you can take it. You can get really creative with it too. You can play it back in 12 FPS so it looks a little bit choppier, maybe like a scrapbook feel, whatever you want to do. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was a great music video hack, and if you guys want more of these, just put it in the comments. Like, subscribe, and yeah, see you in the next video.